JJ Jinx!
Truck stop
Nice! So I was walking around the toy aisle, as adults usually do, and I came across this. This is a Lego mystery box from their Friends series. So on the cover it shows what appears to be a chemistry lab, and that's what really drew my eye because I'm a chemist. But you have all these different ones that you can get. So these are basically little boxes. You get a 2x8 row of Legos in each side of this clamshell style box. And on the inside you could put stuff. And I guess the idea is you close it up and take it with you. It's a mystery as to which one you get. Now I'm hoping I get the chemistry lab one, but let's see what happens. I'll use my Ozark Trail Mora knockoff copy knife to dive into this thing. I probably shouldn't have cut there because this is where all the Lego stuff is. I remember when the Friends series first came out. It was like the early 90s, I want to say. That as far as I know. And then I had a lot of Legos when I was a kid, and I actually liked the Friends sets. I had a few of them, and they were just kind of different. You know, back then Legos were sort of two-sided in their themes. You had the pirates versus the, I guess, Lego version of the East India Trading Company. You had the space theme with the M-Trons versus the Blacktrons. At some point, there was like almost offensive, like conquistadors versus Mayan Indians or something. But then the Friends thing came out and there was no rivalry, there was no us versus them aspect to it. It was just kind of people hanging out. But what kind of drew me towards it was the vaporwave sort of aesthetics of it. Lots of pastel colors. And it was people just kind of like hanging out, camping, sailing, jet skiing, things like that. I think I did actually get the chemistry lab because this green thing I think is a beaker. That is the chemistry lab. Fuck yeah. All right, let's see what's in the box. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. So there's some pegs here so you can build things on this, I guess. Oh, that's clever. The clasp is also Legoed. And a bunch of stickers, which, that's how they do it then. They just put stickers on regular Legos. A lot of this stuff I don't think belongs in a chemistry lab. Well, there's a lab coat with some green goop on it. You shouldn't really... You should either throw that away and get a new lab coat or send it off to a professional service for washing. We have a spilled flask on the top shelf with more radioactive goo dripping down. That's bad. Your safety goggles are on the same shelf as the chemicals. That's not a good idea. Is that a remote control? And some plugs and a USB thing? 1 beaker plus 2... Oh, what molecule is that? That's almost ethane equals question mark. That is correct. So, this is probably the figure. Oh, yeah, you get like a mystery pet in them too. So here we have a mouse. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Fievel. Ah, it's the full collection. Looks like a karaoke room. I would like that one too, actually. And a kitchen. There's the science lab. What this? Oh, doctor. It's like a doctor's office. Okay. And then I think it's a photographer. She's got a camera. Okay. All right. Let's build a lab. Yeah, it's another no-no in the lab. You shouldn't have your hair down like that because you could catch it on fire or accidentally dip it into a chemical of some kind. Oh, okay, so this is like a ring stand. Yeah, this is like an actual piece of equipment that we sort of use in the lab. And there we have it. Came with a bunch of extra stuff. One of the things I really liked were these little like Lego markers. I thought that was really neat. Well, let's get a tour of the lab. We'll start with, I guess this is kind of like a classroom sort of thing, because we've got Fievel reading a book down there, and I guess she's holding maybe a piece of chalk, and there's your, I guess, the chalkboard back there. So yeah, she's teaching Fievel how to do chemistry. Then onto the lab itself. A couple of things to note. This part here with all the arms sticking out, that's actually kind of a real thing. In chemistry, we call it a ring stand. And we attach all kinds of hooks and whatnots onto it to do kind of what it's showing, to clamp onto things like flasks. Not so much checklists or whatever that is. That's not really a thing. I still don't know what this is. And this is, I guess, a pestle with some green stuff in it. And then there's like these random lights back here. Yeah, kind of an unusual lab. But you know what? I like these. I like this whole thing just as a concept. I would have loved to have something like this when I was a kid. I had things like, I had Mighty Max play sets, which was like kind of the I guess, male equivalent to Polly Pocket. And this reminds me a lot of that sort of thing. And then when you close it up, there's all this other Lego stuff on the outside you can put your spare things into, like that and like that. And then you can decorate it with these awful emojis and stuff. There's one thing that's missing. This is called the Lego's Friends series, but you only get one person. So I turned to the Playmobil Lego Rival and got a random figure to keep our scientist company. This was like $2 and change, and you can get a vampire, a mountain man, the Black Sheriff from Blazing Saddles, Boba Fett. So let's see what her companion will be. What on earth? I got a Martian axe murderer? That was just saying that you can mix and match. I was hoping for a Martian axe murderer, though. That would have been fun. Yeah, something like that. I don't think... Hello, scientist lady. I'm a giant lumberjack from the Yukon. Oh, that's really interesting. Why don't you come on in? I would, but I can't fit. I'm gonna have to cut my way in. If we're gonna hang out, it'll just have to be me and my head. Here's my hat, in case I get cold.